This may sound like clickbait to a lot of y'all, but I guarantee you this is 100% real. This 100% actually happened. So let me go ahead and give y'all a little story. You know how we've all done some very, very crappy trades whenever we were kids, you know? Maybe you had a first edition Charizard back in kindergarten and you traded it to little Jimmy on the swings in exchange for like a pencil or a stick of gum or something dumb like that. We've all done crappy ass trades like that as kids. But I think this one in particular really takes the crab cake. So, here's a couple disclaimers. One, I am talking about one of my best bros here, so I'm not dissing him personally, and I don't want you guys to diss him personally as well, because he was a kid when this happened. He didn't know any better, but he does regret it to this day, and I thought that the story was so funny that I had to talk about it on my YouTube channel. I'm not gonna say who he is, but he is subscribed to me, and I'm pretty damn sure that once this video goes up, he's gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. So, about 2014, 2015, this is when I met my best bro for the first time. We were in community college, and I was playing Pokemon with a few of my other bros, and you know, this little white dude walks in, and you know, he's over here saying that he played Pokemon too, so he whips out his deck. That sounded so bad, but yeah, he just whips out his deck, and he starts, you know, he starts playing with us, and we start talking and everything. I found out that he lived in Missouri for a while, for about like 5 or 6 years. Then he moved down to South Texas, and I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. So then, you know, before we knew it, we started chatting a little bit more, and then I went to his house a couple times before he moved up to Central Texas. So one of the times that I went to his house, he was showing off his Nintendo 64 collection, and it's a pretty great collection. I'm not gonna lie. Pretty much like most of the games that every Nintendo 64 owner should own, this guy owns. So he's got Smash Bros, he has a couple of the Mario parties, he has Super Mario 64, he's got Majora's Mask, you know, he's got 007 also. Like he pretty much has most of the greatest hits on the Nintendo 64. Like I said, it's a pretty damn sweet collection. But there's one game that he told me that he was missing, and he said that he regrets it to this day that he doesn't have it. And I was like, well, what happened to it? He said that he used to have it whenever he was a kid, but he stupidly traded away. And I was like, okay, there's a couple things wrong here, because for one, who the hell trades away The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time? And second of all, you know, what the heck did you trade it for? And he straight up tells me, I traded The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 on the Nintendo 64. Okay. Oh man, just that sentence alone is probably having y'all cringe at the fact that he traded this game for, you know, a semi crappy port of a good game. Because, you know, I'm not saying that Pro Skater 3 is a bad game whatsoever. It's actually not. I think if you actually look at the Metacritic score for that game, I think it has like a 97 or something like that. It almost had like a 100% rating, but that was for like the PlayStation 2 version. You know, the Nintendo 64 version is the worst version of Pro Skater 3 that you could possibly play. Not counting the Game Boy Color or the Game Boy Advance versions. No, the Nintendo 64 version has to be like one of the worst ports I've ever played in my life, because there's a lot of crap that just doesn't work. You know, like you'll be skating up a quarter pipe or whatever, and then like you'll just bail for no reason, and then like the level design is a little weird too. Like there's some clipping issues. Like it's just an overall bad experience. And I think the thing that really suffered from that game was the soundtrack. You could actually find like the Nintendo 64 Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 soundtrack on YouTube, because someone was actually fortunate enough to upload it. So if you guys want to hear what they did to Ace of Spades and Blitzkrieg Bop, please click the links in the description below, and y'all will see what I'm talking about. They're chopped and looped in like the most random places because of the fact that the Nintendo 64 cartridge didn't have a lot of storage, so a lot of the songs for the soundtrack had to be cut, and some of them were chopped and looped, and just it literally sounds like some 10-year-old got the song, threw it in Audacity, and chopped it up and switched it up a little bit and called it a remix. Yeah, it's that bad. And it's just like, you know, and I know there's a lot of people that don't like Zelda, and I know that there's some people that don't think that, you know, Ocarina of Time is the best game in the series or whatever, right? But you gotta admit, Ocarina of Time is still a much better game than Pro Skater 3 on the N64. You know, maybe if he traded it for Pro Skater 3 on the PlayStation 2 or something, then, you know, maybe it could have been like a somewhat decent trade, but still, it's Ocarina of Time. That game goes for some ridiculous amounts of money now. I think if you want to buy it brand new, still in the package and still sealed and everything, it's going to cost you about $300 or so. You could buy the cartridge by itself for about like 15 bucks. But even then, I probably wouldn't buy those because on eBay, you never know if they're like, you know, fakes or reproductions or stuff like that. But, you know, still, this is still a very, very terrible trade. It's like saying, hey, I'm going to trade Super Smash Bros. Melee for Sonic Heroes on the PS2 because we all know that the PlayStation 2 port of Sonic Heroes is absolutely fucking terrible. It just doesn't work. And he still has the Pro Skater 3 cartridge to this day, and he just looks at it in shame, like like it's just like haunting him in the back of his collection. So as a result, he doesn't really play it that much or anything like that. And I think we popped it in one time just to see like how jank it was, and it's pretty freaking terrible. It got to the point to where like I think we just turned the cheat codes on just so we could like beat the game and see what's up. It was just yeah, it's a terrible experience. I'm telling you, listen to those tracks in the description, and just the music alone will tell you like how terrible this port is. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know if he actually got a copy of Ocarina of Time later on. I know he has it on the GameCube because it was packaged with that Zelda collector's disc thing that the GameCube was originally packaged with. I know for sure he has that. So he could still somewhat play Ocarina of Time, but, you know, at the same time, I'm pretty sure he wants to play it on the original hardware. I don't know if he ended up getting a copy later on. I'm pretty sure by now he probably does, but I haven't actually asked him yet. So, what do you guys think? Is my buddy dumb for this trade? Do you agree with this trade? What if you were to trade Ocarina of Time for anything? What would you trade it for? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Take care, everybody.